A lot of times when we look at feminists, and particularly toxic feminists, they will come forward and say that they support abuse victims, all abuse victims, and that they fight against domestic violence, rape, and sexual assault. But what I've learned is that most of them support victims that look like them, think like them, and act like them, particularly women, white women, and a woman that agrees with them. And if you don't, well, then they'll take a video where you're telling your story, a story that you didn't want to be told, but the internet chose to dig into, to take one thing that you said in that and go after you because of their immaturity and resentment. Because you don't agree with them on some issues, then they don't care that you are also a survivor of abuse. I know that I said I was going to leave everything with Emma's superpowered voice alone, but when you go after a survivor on a video where they're telling their story, you've crossed a line. Please watch the video, and I'm going to interject as we go.
I never thought standing against abusers or abuse or advocating for equality between victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault would be controversial.
If y'all don't know, the first creator speaking, Michelle, goes by Reclaiming Your Voice 2 on TikTok. She's a survivor of domestic violence and recently has had to come forward that she's also a survivor of sexual assault and rape. Something that she wasn't ready to come forward with, something she wasn't ready to talk to. But because she told part of her story online, TikTok felt the need to dig in and investigate every little thing about her life and put her in the position that she didn't want her story told by somebody else, so she was going to tell it.
Hey, Michelle, guess what?
But of course, in true toxic feminist Emma superpowered voice fashion, this is the video that she chose to clap back to. This is the video that she chose to bring Michelle down on. This is the video that she said, hey, this is my moment to shine. This is my moment to show that she's a bad person, when a woman's telling her story of sexual assault.
It's not controversial. You're just on the side of TikTok where abuse victims don't heal because they don't want to.
I've learned on TikTok that advocating for men and male victims of domestic violence and sexual assault can be controversial. People don't want to believe that they're victims. People don't want to believe their stories. People want to believe that they are the abuser or that they wanted it and they liked it and they enjoyed it. And so it's hard to advocate for them. It's hard to get them believed. And it's hard to advocate for a group of people that don't have the support available to them.
There are a lot of abuse survivor advocates who do such a great job at what they do, and they deal with toxic people with grace and aplomb because they don't interact with them, unlike you.
So you're telling me that a great domestic violence advocate just doesn't interact with domestic violence survivors that aren't healed or don't want to heal or don't know how to heal? You look at people and say they don't want to heal. Most people, it's not that they don't want to heal, it's that they don't have a roadmap to heal. They don't know how to heal. And if you would stand back and look at the situation, you might realize that that is why Michelle is advocating for male domestic violence victims, because there are little to no resources available to help them heal unless you have enough money to afford the therapy to do so.
Most of them, if not all of them, the ones that follow at least, take the freaking high road.
So the high road is ignoring an unhealed victim because they haven't taken the time to heal themselves? Wouldn't the high road be reaching out a hand and saying, hey, maybe I can help you get on the other side of this?
You have a very hard time with that, it seems. I wonder why.
It seems as if she's the one that has a very hard time taking the high road, because most normal, functioning individuals with any bit of compassion in them would not use the video that somebody's telling their story of sexual assault and rape to go after them.
Maybe it's because the type of person you are is the type of people you're attracting onto your page.
Well, on that one, I would agree. She is attracting abuse survivors that struggle with their healing because of the trauma that they've endured, as she has struggled with her healing because of the trauma that she's endured. When you go through severe domestic violence or sexual assault, the trauma is immense. And as I know, it comes back to haunt you years later, even when you think you've healed.
Okay, bye now.
You know, I've watched Superpowered Voice do some severely toxic things, and you can see my other video on her. I'll put the link in the description. But this is an all-new low. To take a moment when somebody is sharing their story of rape to take a small snippet of them to talk down to them and to make them feel bad is one of the most disgusting things that I have ever witnessed. But it doesn't shock me, because as a woman that used to be an MRA and pretend that she understood what men go through, and then have a few men treat her bad, and then all of a sudden come out and announce she's a feminist, align herself with a few toxic feminists, and then all of a sudden she's anti-men and she can't support men, and men don't want to heal. It's exactly as I expected. She's easily influenced. Oh, and Emma, have the life you deserve in your mom's basement. Okay, bye.